Hey guys, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer video. Recent poll that I put up on one of my lives. You guys said that you would enjoy a longer video of pantry meals. That's what I'm doing. It was a very close margin. I think it was like 57 wanted longer and the rest wanted shorter. So this will be a little bit of a longer video. I'll take you along as I do. I'll just do 3 meals for the week. That way it's not like super long. I'm going to start with chicken enchilada soup, and then I'm also going to do beef stew and sloppy joes. Now the beef stew and the sloppy joe I'm using mixes from a previous video that I've posted. That way you guys can see how to put those mixes into action. Everything is from my pantry. Everything is always delicious, and if you have a well-stocked pantry, you can put together some amazing meals. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hey guys, welcome back to our urban homestead, and I am going to be showing you a super easy, quick meal from the pantry. I'm going to do it in my crock pot. You can certainly do it on the stove and it'll come together much quicker, but I have a lot of things to do today, so I'm just going to throw it in my crock pot and let it do the work for me. And that is chicken enchilada soup. So the things I'll be using in this soup are some of my canned chicken.
See, that's why I really need to live in Florida.
Chicken stock, corn, black beans, and these are some plain jalapenos, and enchilada sauce. I will link, if you're interested, I will link this video in the description below. So those, I mean, that's pretty much it, except for some rice, and I will throw that in about an hour before dinner time. So let's get this thrown together. So this is one of our absolute favorite easy weeknight go-tos. It has such delicious flavor. And who doesn't love chicken enchilada? I'm gonna add the rest of that quart because that's what's gonna give it that really yummy flavor. I'm gonna drain this corn and drain and rinse these black beans. Alright, so then I'm gonna add those black beans in. You can certainly make this vegetarian, you know, just use vegetable stock and don't add the chicken. And you can add really whatever you want. That's like one of the great things about soups. All right, and then I'm gonna put some of these plain jalapenos in. And if you don't like jalapenos, you can leave them out. I'm not gonna put too many in, maybe just a couple spoonfuls. And then I'm gonna give this a stir. Oh, I wish you guys could smell it already. I'm not gonna add any additional seasonings because I do season my chicken when I can it. That enchilada sauce has a ton of flavor. The black beans are also seasoned, and the corn's not. So I'm gonna put this on low and let this cook for, let this cook for the day, and I will be back to show you how to finish this. We'll taste it for seasonings, see if I need to add anything. All right, so it's about an hour away from supper. Oh my, that smells delicious. Just gonna give this a stir, and then I'm gonna taste it real quick to check for seasonings. Even though all of my stuff is seasoned, you know, you never know. So I'm gonna get some of this broth. I'm gonna add some rice since we're about an hour away from dinner. Hope I don't burn my face off. Honey. I'm gonna add a little salt. Dang, that's good. Not too spicy. It's got a little bit of heat from those jalapenos, but nothing crazy. I added about a tablespoon of salt. With adding the rice, you know, that's gonna, rice is not salty. And salt is it's a flavor enhancer. All right. Oh, that's perfect. So now I'm gonna add a half a cup of rice, which I think will be the right amount for this because, you know, we just want there to be some rice in there. We don't want the rice to be like the main star of the show. Now, in all honesty, I would probably like to add another jar or can of black beans, but I'm not going to. Because we are trying to make our pantry stretch through, oh, you know, the year. All right, so I'm gonna put the lid back on this and I'm gonna check it after 30 minutes. So here's what it looks like after the rice has been in it for about 30 minutes. We are gonna serve this with sour cream and cheese. Now let's get on to the next recipe. Tonight for dinner, we had chicken wings. Had a lot of chicken wings in the freezer. And I'm gonna dip them in either the sweet Thai chili sauce or apple barbecue. I will leave both of those recipes in the description. Oh, who doesn't love a fried chicken wing? So delicious. Probably not the healthiest, but you know what? Treat yourself. It's okay. I'm going to serve that with some of my canned mac and cheese. I will leave that in the description. And some canned green beans. All of these videos will be posted in the description. So here's my plate. As you can see, the mac and cheese does not dry out. It's so delicious. I hope you try it. Tonight's pantry meal, we're having Sloppy Joes. I already baked the bread ahead of time. I've got the ground beef browning, and I will be using the Sloppy Joe mix seasoning. This seasoning is a separate video. I will link that in the description. You guys, this is so good. So after the beef is browned, I'm adding the seasoning, stirring it around a little bit. And then I'm gonna add some more seasoning. Trust me, you want this mix in your pantry. Check out the video in the description below. So now I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, a good squirt of ketchup, some of my mustard. This is homemade. I will leave that description in the link below. I just put it back into the mustard container. A little bit of water. stir to combine, just to like get it all, you know, incorporated.
Chickens are a hot
And
mess.
sloppy. Sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe. I did actually end up adding about a tablespoon of A1 sauce that I had left in my fridge because we just don't use it. It's not shown on video, but here I am adding a little bit more water just to thin it out. Do it to your desired thickness. Make it as sloppy as you want to. There's nothing wrong with that, honey. Now I'm gonna put the Sloppy Joe meat mixture onto the buns that I have cut into half. And I'm just spreading them out, making sure they're all nice and meaty. These are so good, you guys. I really hope that you try them. And so after I do that, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to top them with some Colby Jack cheese slices that I had in the freezer. They're a little stuck together and a little hard to break apart, but that is okay. It's still gonna work out beautifully. As you can see, I'm struggling a little here, but it all comes out in the wash. So I'm just continuing to try to get these cheese slices separated. I probably should have separated them with parchment paper, but what are you gonna do? They turn out absolutely awesome in the end. Gringo, get down. And you can top this with any cheese that you want. Colby Jack or cheddar is just probably what I would do. And then I'm putting the bun tops back on. So I have some melted butter, some garlic, some onion, and some parsley. And I am going to brush this absolutely delicious concoction over all of the buns until it's all gone. I used about a 1/4 cup of butter. I melted that, and then I put, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon each of onion, garlic, and parsley. And I'm just brushing the tops of the buns with that. As you can see, Gringo is always here to help. I'm gonna cover this with foil, put it in the oven for about 15 minutes. So now they're out of the oven and we are serving this with peaches and sweet pickles from the pantry. Tonight for supper, I'm making beef stew. I've got 2 pounds of beef stew, and then this is that beef stew mix. Again, it'll be linked in the description. So I'm pouring that into a Ziploc bag. This recipe makes enough mix for 2 pounds of meat. And then I'm just kind of like squeezing the meat and getting it all nicely coated with that seasoning mixture. You guys have to try this. It was absolutely amazing. So thanks again, Missy, for sending your recipe for that. So you do want to make sure that you try to get all of that good flavor on every little part of the meat. And now we need to brown the meat a bit. So I've got my Dutch oven heated. I'm gonna add, I don't know, maybe 3 tablespoons of butter. You can use any fat that you would like. I just prefer the taste of butter. Butter makes everything better. And I'm just gonna get this butter melted before I throw the meat in. All right, butter's melted. My pan is nice and hot. I am dumping the beef chunks in. And you want to let this brown. Typically takes about, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, but you really do want to brown your meat first. All right, the meat is partially browned. I am adding 2 quarts of my beef stock from my pantry. I'm also getting a bit of water, about 1 quart of water. I'm gonna add that in. Give it a stir and make sure you scrape up the bottom because that is where a lot of hidden flavor is. It smells so good already. I wish you guys could smell this. So from my pantry, I grabbed some dehydrated onion. Gonna add some of that in. I also grabbed some dehydrated garlic, which I'm adding. If you don't dehydrate, you can certainly use fresh, but again, we're trying to use everything that is in our pantry. I also grabbed some dehydrated mushrooms. And some dehydrated carrots. Wait till you see like how well this all plumps up. Just give that a little mix. And then I'm gonna turn the heat up on this just a little bit to bring it up to a boil. I'm gonna cover it, then lower the heat and simmer it. All right, so this has been simmering on the stove for about 2 hours. As you can see, those dehydrated carrots come back beautifully. The meat is nice and tender. And I grabbed 1 quart of my canned potatoes, and I'm gonna throw that in as well. I tasted the broth, you guys. Oh my goodness. Just giving it a stir. And then I'm gonna cover this and cook it for another 20 minutes. All right, 20 minutes is up. And now I like to thicken my, it's not a stew if it's not thick, right? So I've got a cornstarch slurry here, and I'm pouring that in. And it will thicken fairly quickly. I also have a cup of frozen peas. And we're gonna dump those in. Government control. And once I get everything stirred together, I'm just gonna shut the heat off and let it set for about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. Just so those peas can get warmed through. And there is my bowl, you guys. So that's pretty much what we've ate this week. We did do leftovers, and then we did have some football food for the Lions game. and they unfortunately lost. It was heartbreaking. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see more videos like this of what we eat in a week from our pantry. And until next time, from my kitchen to yours, abundance and blessings to you. Bye-bye.